A healthy church isn't made up of identical people. It's made up of diverse people who love and serve and challenge each other, people that are not like you or like me, but they're in different stages, different ages, different wages, or pages.
Pages.
You
Okay,
know,
that kind of works.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you like a different journey.
I get it.
So
I like it.
what a great message, Becky. Oh, you're welcome. I really thought about it.
I feel like I'm going to put that in my notes for Sunday. So.
Pages.
Yeah.
I'm sure I can come up with another one. Give me time. Hey, you compared
Rages? You could do like...
What?
Rages, like different, what makes you mad? I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, different rages.
Rage. That would be hard for my Midwest accent, though, to say wages and then rate.
And then rages. It sounds like you're saying the same thing twice. Oh, Becky.
She's cute. She thinks she got the,
she
take
doesn't.
the girl in the Midwest, but you never take the Midwest.
I really like this message, and I really like how you gave us real things to grab onto as well, and how to get more involved. You talked about the church, or Paul says the church could be compared to a body, and everybody plays a part. So if you had to compare yourself to one part of the body, what would it be and why?
Oh, man, now I'm going to overthink this.
Totally. We got time. What part would you be? Remember how Colin Lucas was the liver? You don't remember that?
Nope.
He was our CFO, and he said, I'm like the liver of, I clean things, I help things, you can't really do anything without me. I thought that was clever.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm going to say like the kneecap,
The kneecap.
Because I'm like important and needed, but I prefer to be kind of out of the limelight, which is interesting for the job I'm in. But also, like, I'm strong, and also I kind of, like, ache a little bit in the morning, so.
Oh, this morning I was getting up, and this knee made all the creaking sounds, like loud.
Literally last night, I was laying on a certain side, because if I laid on the other side, it hurt my right knee.
Oh, my gosh. We're a mess.
Aging,
We
it's
are
fun.
a mess. I think I would be either, I'd probably be like a thumb or a big toe. Because have you ever tried to do life without a thumb? I think you don't notice me, but if I wasn't there, I'm hoping maybe I'm a thumb.
Opposable thumbs,
Yeah,
we need
something
them.
like that. I got another question. You mentioned that the early church was radically countercultural in the way that they treated outsiders, the way that they cared for the marginalized, the way that they rejected the idols in their culture. I really like that. And if Paul were to write a letter to Cornerstone Fellowship today, what would you think he would challenge us to do differently?
Ooh, man, these are like...
Thank you.
Good questions. Wow.
You thought this was going to be easy.
It's so different than normal when I sit down. I'm just kidding.
That's awesome.
That's what I felt like it made it sound like. I didn't actually mean that. I think the biggest thing would be, and part of this is just falling into the trap that's so evident in our culture in the East Bay, but busyness. Like, so much of how we engage or don't engage in Christian community is affected by our addiction to busyness. And from our consistency to show up to, at least at the Livermore campus, showing up on time for a gathering. Like,
yeah, what is that?
It's just
did you not tell
because
them it starts at 9?
I know, right? I think I'm going to start tricking them and being like, we meet at 8:30. I don't know if it'll work. But yeah, that's just I fall into it too with, my boys are getting older and they're involved in more things, and it's just so easy to do more because there's more to do. And so I think Paul would talk to us about that and saying, hey, you're missing out on a lot of goodness of the kingdom and what the Holy Spirit has for you, because
it's hard to
you're
have
just
a deeply formed life and be busy at the same time.
Yeah.
That's just really hard. But I like that you said that we're addicted to busyness. I think that's probably true.
It helps us feel wanted. It helps us feel successful. It helps us feel purposeful, more important. And those are all things that I think are easy to fall into.
What would you say to somebody who heard you today, but feels hesitant because they do want that clarity?
Yeah.
Who want clarity before they take a step, and they have a hard time trusting the process. What would you tell them? And you've had that conversation probably 150 times.
Yeah. My encouragement is to take steps anyways. And that doesn't necessarily feel comforting, but it's a reality. Like, I think of the disciples and Jesus saying, follow me, and them dropping their nets. Chris talked through this in part 1. And it's not like in that moment they knew the end, right? They didn't know the cross and the resurrection and what's on the other side. They're just following him and taking these steps. And it probably seemed crazy. You're stepping away from your primary source of income. You're stepping away from your family, and which was your identity, right? And so, yeah, there's nothing about the way of Jesus that guarantees us clarity. I think in a sense, it's not following the way of Jesus if we always have clarity. That's not faith, right? Faith is choosing to trust and pursue even when there's unknown or uncertainty. And so my encouragement would be take steps. And I've experienced it over and over again. God will meet you there, and he will blow your socks off. Like, he will prove himself faithful, and he will show up in ways you never expected. And there's never, ever been a time where I've stepped out in faith and I've regretted it. And so I'd encourage them to do that. But it's got to be their choice. Yeah. I can't make that for them.
I love that. So, like Becky said, it's messy and it's difficult, and you're going to be around people that are not like you. And I would just say, take that first step to find out more information, or to find out where that community group is meeting in your area or online. We want to see you. We want to know you. We want you to know that you belong. And there's even roles for you to play, we found out today. Roles for you to be a part of a neighborhood church in a really meaningful way. Lastly, let me just put a question here on the screen that you can use to go a little further in exploring all that we've learned from you today, Becky. And I'll leave it up for a few minutes so that you can try to answer it together, try to answer it in the chat. You can throw it in a group text. You can write it at the top of your page if you're a journaling kind of person. Here is the question. The question is, who is one person or persons that you can intentionally connect with this week to help make them feel seen and known in your community? Thanks so much for being here. I hope to see you next time.